accompanied by the goddess Athena, the team of Mercenary MacKenzie, and the Cairo Kingpin, Aeron. This is Death on the Nile.
Well, welcome back to the Studio Theatre here in Salisbury, just in time for this absolute titanic tag team combination. Athena Ray, the goddess of the dark, the beautiful and deadly, the belladonna, leads out Death on the Nile. The team of the Egyptian death machine, Aeron, the Kingpin of Cairo, and his tag partner, the Mercenary, MacKenzie, already having a bit of a spat with someone in the audience there. Mr. Main Event, they're calling one of the most hated new stars on the All-Star Wrestling South roster. He'll pick a fight with anybody. He goes where the money is. And you have to say maybe he was paid quite a bit to join Nix and Athena Ray. We don't know. But they're there. They're Death on the Nile, and they are ready for action. Aeron, not a big fan of the crowd here at Salisbury. He says they're just idiots and not worthy. And now he's picking on that gentleman in the audience as well. Well, the fireworks will really start to fly here. Aeron, a man who just simply drags pain out of people, contempt for everybody. He's here to do a job, to get the job done as quickly as possible. Here's team number one then, Death on the Nile. Sean MacKenzie, Aeron, presented by the beautiful and deadly Athena Ray. And you have to feel sorry for whoever they're up against, because this is a combination that cannot be ignored. Nix really wants to make swift work with this. He wants to get back out in the dressing room. Right, let's go back to ringside. Bobby Vegas to introduce the opposing team.
And introducing their opponents.
Well, their opponents will be no stranger to All-Star Wrestling South audiences. The All-Star Speed Demon. Here he is, the aerial ace, Jimmy Swift. Of course, the Student Showcase champion. And the Farmer's Boy, we call him, from Overton in Wiltshire. When he's not wrestling, his full-time job is agricultural contractor. And an agricultural contractor basically looks after cows. Tends to cows, drive tractors. But absolutely loves his wrestling. A fantastic, very gifted young star. Well, managed to obtain the swiftest win in All-Star South history in a match you may have seen from last year against Alexander Moore. Moore barely got his cape off in 2025. And Swift got the pinfall, the quickest win in history.
And introducing his tag team partner.
Well, here he comes, the TV sensation, Josh Foulds.
He is the star of Channel Hair's Josh Foulds. Introducing reality television sensation, Josh Foulds.
Very much sees 2026 as the year of opportunity. This very likeable young star from Bournemouth, the winner of E4's The Underdog, Josh Must Win, where he tried to win a popularity contest against Influence, and he did win. Former bartender as well is young Josh. So then, those are the teams then. Fly or Die, the TV sensation Josh Foulds and Jimmy Swift against the Mercenary Sean MacKenzie and the Egyptian death machine Aeron. Referee Roger Spears in the middle. He'll have a few problems with this one, I think. No doubt who the crowd here in Salisbury want to win. So away we go then, as always. One fall, one submission or one knockout will decide the win. The normal tag rules apply. But you have to say neither of these four are going to hang about in this match. They want to get this done and get back to that dressing room as quickly as they possibly can. So we start with Josh Foulds against MacKenzie. Nice head mare. Shoulder charge, a body block. And a very neat spin out, and MacKenzie's in the wrong corner at the moment. But to call him Mr. Main Event. Very much in demand at the moment. He's at his most devious and brutal here at All-Star Wrestling South. 3 years in the wrestling business for this 25-year-old. It's a really high leap, man. This is exactly what Jimmy Swift does. Nice standing drop kick as well. Got plenty of height on that, even though he didn't have momentum to take him there. Well, for whatever the reason, the Death on the Nile team have brought in the Mercenary Sean MacKenzie. He's not having it his own way so far, is he? And you say, Jimmy Swift is slippery and uncatchable, and that's what opponents hate about him, because you never know what he's going to do next. He's a high flyer. He's fast. It's impossible just to tame him. I think MacKenzie's had. Now, let's have a look at this again. Nice little leap. You think you're going to run the ropes and go across. He stops, and from absolutely nowhere, springs up in the air and delivers a really nice drop kick. Is he coming out? Yes, he is. And so far, the Kingpin of Cairo, Aeron, has just he's very much a passenger so far. He's just watched these young flyers exhaust themselves. Or he comes in and adds 2 tons of pain. Oh, and a bit of distraction there from MacKenzie to the referee, Roger Sears. And as we might have expected at some stage, Athena Ray, the goddess, gets involved as well. So what of it? There's the Egyptian death machine. Mixer said he didn't see anything wrong with that. A tag. So in for the first time comes the big man. Aeron Nix. Never a crowd favourite, but everyone here is hoping the youngsters can just somehow do something with this Egyptian death machine. Roman amphitheatre here, without the Christians, without the lions. This is one powerful man. His body blocks off a train. He makes everyone feel uncomfortable. An obnoxious character. You can see Nix just wants to get the job done, doesn't he, as he drags pain out of people. Now, what's he going to do with Jimmy Swift now? Big forearm smash, a tag. In comes the 25-year-old then, Sean MacKenzie. Well, at least Nix is obeying the rules for a change and getting out of the ring. And here comes the flyer again, the aerial all-star. Nice knee drop. A cover. Well, that was the closest we've come so far there. A count of 2 on Jimmy Swift. Josh Foulds wanting the tag. You can see him in the corner there, absolutely wanting that tag. They sometimes call Josh Foulds the Spitfire. Grit, heart, resilience. He's no longer an underdog now, very much a rising star in the All-Star Wrestling South ring. Oh, here he comes again. This is in trouble. Oh, look, no hands. Let's just watch that again, because he absolutely just put him down with no hands at all. Argues with the crowd, now wants to count. Only gets the count. Let's just have a look at that again. Look, balancing. Look, no hands, mum. Dang. Well, you've all heard of myxomatosis. Highly contagious, frequently fatal. Viral disease affecting rabbits. Well, when Nix is in the ring, it's myxomatosis. Highly painful, total annihilation, and often hospitalization. That is myxomatosis. And he's letting the full pain rain down on young Jimmy Swift. This popular star from Wiltshire got the crowd on his side, as we say, won the Student Showcase Trophy and the quickest win in All-Star history, but he's not going to win quickly today. He's really got his work cut out. Now a cover. It's MacKenzie again, getting close. And you have to say that Jimmy Swift really does need to get across to Josh Foulds and make that tag. Josh will have the fresh pair of legs here because Jimmy is tiring a bit. He's done most of the work so far, and when you come across someone like Aeron, you really know all about it. Everything hurts afterwards when the Egyptian death machine falls on you. Well, the crowd are screaming, Jimmy, Jimmy. The tag. So in comes the Kingpin of Cairo. Well, Roger is going to have to get rid of one of them here because they're both in the ring at the moment, and that's not in the rules. Oh, yes, and that was a good time to bring up that knee. But if Nix had connected there, that would have been good night Vienna. It's a tag. Now Josh Foulds comes in. Here he comes, the big rising star of the All-Star ring. Faced fantastic opposition, including a titanic struggle a couple of years ago with Bullet. We all remember that one. Fly or die, it says on the side of his trunks. He's going to fly. And that caught Nixon. He's not happy with that. Fine. In comes Jimmy Swift. Well, they're both in now, and even a double drop kick doesn't do much to the big man. Well, now they're starting to work as a team, these two youngsters, aren't they? And Swift is he's going to go up. It might be dangerous. They're both up. What absolute flyer. And I think Swifty's going to have a go as well. Yes, he is. Comes crashing down. Hang on a minute. What is Foulds doing? He's not the legal man in any way. It's my pen, said Jimmy Swift. What's going on? Did Josh Foulds want that all to himself? Well, what's all that? Oh, here we go. Right in the doodahs. With Athena. My goodness gracious. Meanwhile, Roger is looking the other way. An absolute brutal demolition from Aeron Nix. And the referee doesn't even see it. Roger sees needs to turn round. MacKenzie's getting the cover. And it's all gone wrong. Death on the Nile. Take it. And just look at the face of Josh Foulds. Well, what on earth happened there? There's the flyer. Connected nicely. Down comes Jimmy Swift to take the pin. He was the legal man. Josh pushes him out of the way. Is that a falling out with two young stars tagging together? Or was that something to do with Death on the Nile? Was that a secret little pact they had? They're not looking at Josh Foulds. Well, there's going to be some arguments about that later on. All we know now is a win for Death on the Nile, and they look mighty happy. Was that in cahoots with Josh Foulds, or did Josh Foulds just simply have a disagreement with Jimmy Swift? Did the egos become too much? That is something that will be discussed in the dressing room. But right now, it's a win for Death on the Nile.
Notice how quiet they've gone? Because they got nothing.
They've got nothing, says Aeron Nix. He, though, has the win. But what on earth went on there? There's going to be a long, long chat in the dressing room about that. And will we even see a rematch with Jimmy Swift and Josh Foulds?